Hey there, language learners. Welcome to Learning English with Podcast, where we make mastering English fun and easy. Let's dive into today's episode.
Welcome to the British Accent Podcast. Thank you for joining us today. This podcast is designed to help you learn English in a calm and supportive way, and to help you feel confident using English in real life. Today, we are learning very practical English you can use at the coffee shop. Going to a cafe is something many people do regularly, whether you are studying, working, traveling, or simply relaxing. When you know natural, polite, everyday English, you can speak with confidence and enjoy the experience much more. So let's imagine you walk into a coffee shop, and you are ready to order. You want to sound natural, polite, and comfortable.
When the barista greets you, you will usually hear something like, "Hi, what can I get for you today?" Or, "Hi, what can I get you?" To answer naturally, you can say, "Hi, can I have a latte, please?" Or, "Hi, I'll have a cappuccino, please." These sentences are simple, polite, and very common in the UK. Using "please" makes your request sound friendly and respectful, so always include it. You can also say, "I'd like a black coffee, please," or, "Could I have a tea with milk, please?" These are soft, polite sentence structures that sound natural and confident.
Sometimes, the barista will ask what size you want. You might hear small, medium, or large. You can simply answer medium, please, or just a small one, please. If you do not want too much caffeine or too much milk, a small size is perfectly fine. Another question you will often hear in the UK is, for here or takeaway. In the UK, we say, takeaway. In other English-speaking countries, you might hear, to go. You can answer, for here, please, if you want to drink in the cafe, or, takeaway, please, if you plan to leave.
Many cafes today offer different types of milk, especially for people who prefer plant-based options. If you want a specific milk, you can say, "Could I have oat milk, please?" Or, "Can I get it with almond milk?" If the barista asks, "Any sugar?" you can answer, "No sugar, thank you," or, "Yes, 1 sugar, please." Clear, simple, and polite.
After you finish ordering, the barista will tell you the price. They might say, "That will be £5, please." You can reply, "Here you go," when giving money, or, if you want to pay by card, you can ask, "Do you take card?" Most places do, but it is a natural and useful question to know. After paying, they may say, "Your drink will be ready at the counter." You can simply say, "Thank you." Even short expressions like this are powerful when said confidently and politely.
Once you have your drink, you might want to sit down. Sometimes you may need to ask questions in the cafe. You can say, "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" if you want to sit near someone. If the table is dirty and you would like help, you can say, "Excuse me, could you wipe the table, please?" Polite tone, gentle voice, simple language. If you need the Wi-Fi password, you can ask, "Excuse me, what is the Wi-Fi password?" Or, "Do you have Wi-Fi here?" These are very common situations in everyday cafe life.
Now let's talk about what to say if you did not understand something the barista or another person said. This is very normal, especially when people speak quickly. You can say, "Sorry, could you repeat that, please?" Or, "Sorry, I didn't catch that." Both are polite and natural. If someone uses a word you do not know, you can say, "Excuse me, what does that mean?" Do not feel embarrassed about asking. Native speakers ask questions all the time. Asking is part of good communication.
In some situations, you may want to order food as well, not just coffee. You might say, "Could I have a croissant, please?" Or, "Do you have any sandwiches today?" When the staff show you the options, you can say, "That one, please," while pointing. If you need a moment to think, you can say, "Could I have a moment, please?" This is polite and shows confidence. You do not need to rush. Speaking slowly and clearly is perfectly fine and often sounds more confident than speaking quickly.
It is also polite to greet and thank the staff. You can say, "Good morning," "Good afternoon," or simply, "Hello." When you leave, you can say, "Thank you very much," or "Have a nice day." These simple phrases create positive language habits and help you feel comfortable speaking English in public.
Remember, you do not need complex sentences to sound fluent. What really matters is clarity, politeness, and confidence. When you walk into a cafe and speak calmly, with simple, natural language, you show real communication skills. Fluency does not mean fast. Fluency means comfortable, confident, and clear.
Take your time when speaking. Smile. Use please and thank you, and trust your progress. Every time you order a drink in English, you are improving. Every small interaction is a step forward. You are learning English through real life, and that is powerful. Continue building confidence, one sentence at a time, one moment at a time. When you are in the coffee shop, it is also useful to know how to talk about your order if something is not correct. It is completely normal to ask politely for help. For example, if you receive the wrong drink, you can say, "Excuse me, I think this is not my order." Or if you asked for oat milk and the drink tastes like regular milk, you can say, "Sorry, I think this might not be oat milk." Speak calmly and politely. Most staff will be happy to fix the mistake. If the drink is too hot to hold, you can say, "Could I have a sleeve, please?" A sleeve is the cardboard cover they put around hot cups. If there is no sugar on the table and you need some, you can say, "Excuse me, do you have sugar?" Use calm tone and gentle voice. These small requests build confidence and help you communicate naturally.
Sometimes you may also want to customize your drink. For example, if you want less sugar, you can say, "Can I have it with less syrup, please?" If you want your drink stronger, you can say, "Could I have an extra shot of espresso?" If you prefer your drink a little cooler so you can drink it right away, you can say, "Could you make it not too hot, please?" Cafes are very familiar with these kinds of requests, especially in the UK, so do not feel shy. Polite and clear English makes everything smooth. And if you are not sure what something means on the menu, you can ask, "What is a flat white?" or "What's the difference between a latte and a cappuccino?" This shows confidence and curiosity, and it helps you learn.
When you are sitting in the cafe, you might want to speak with staff again. For example, if you spill something, you can say, "Excuse me, could I have a napkin, please?" If you need more water, you can say, "Excuse me, may I have a glass of water?" If you want your cup cleared when you finish, you can say, "Excuse me, you can take this if you like." Many cafes will offer to take dishes for you, but it is polite to ask when you are ready. If you need the restroom, you can say, "Excuse me, where is the toilet?" In the UK, toilet is perfectly normal and polite. In America, they often say, restroom. Both are acceptable.
Let's also talk about friendly small talk you might hear in a coffee shop. Sometimes staff may ask, "How's your day going?" You can reply, "Good, thank you. How about you?" If someone says, "Busy today?" you can answer, "Yes, quite busy, but good." These little moments help you practice relaxed conversation. If you want to compliment the cafe, you can say, "The coffee here is really nice," or "This place has a great atmosphere." People appreciate friendly comments, and it helps you sound confident and social in English.
Coffee shops are also great places to practice English quietly while you study. You can describe what you see in your mind. For example, there are people chatting in the corner, or the barista is making coffee, or the man by the window is reading a book. This helps you think in English while observing everyday life. You can also practice your order in your mind before you speak, saying to yourself, "I'll have a cappuccino, please." Medium. For here, practicing in your mind builds fluency and reduces hesitation when speaking aloud.
If you want to ask someone for help inside the cafe, you can use polite phrases such as, "Excuse me, could you help me with this?" Or, "Sorry, do you know if there's a plug for charging?" If someone is sitting near a plug, you can say, "Do you mind if I use this socket?" British people often say, "socket," for electrical outlet. These are small, real-life phrases that make your communication natural and confident.
And if you want to leave the cafe politely, you can say, "Thank you very much," or "Have a lovely day." You can also say, "Thanks, see you next time." Ending the experience with polite English helps create positive communication habits. Every time you use English in a real situation, Even for something as simple as buying coffee, you are training your brain and building strong language skills.
Ordering coffee, asking questions, requesting something politely, replying to friendly comments, understanding different accents, and using simple daily vocabulary are all powerful parts of developing fluency. You do not need big, complex sentences. The goal is comfort, confidence, and natural tone. Speak slowly, breathe, and be proud of each interaction. Every sentence is progress. Every word you use builds strength in your English foundation.
You are doing incredibly well by learning real English, for real life, with patience and curiosity. Keep going, keep practicing, and keep believing in your progress. You belong in conversation. You belong in English-speaking spaces. Your English journey is about connection, confidence, and steady growth. Continue listening, continue speaking, and trust that every small step is building your fluency.
Another helpful thing to remember when you are in a coffee shop is how to sound natural when you need time. Many learners feel pressure to speak quickly, but calm communication is perfectly acceptable. If you are reading the menu and you need a moment, you can say, "I'm still deciding." Or you can say, "Could you give me a moment, please?" This shows confidence and politeness. In the UK, people appreciate a respectful tone more than fast speech. It is better to speak slowly and clearly than quickly and nervously.
In many cafes, especially modern coffee shops, you might notice different drink names and styles. For example, you may see things like cold brew, pour over, matcha latte, or chai latte. If you are not sure what something is, you can simply ask, "What is this drink like?" Or, "Is it sweet?" Or, "Is it strong?" These questions are practical and natural. They help you understand your choices and show you are engaged in the conversation. And when the barista explains, listen to the tone and rhythm. It helps your ears get used to natural English flow.
You may also hear casual expressions in the cafe environment. For example, a barista might say something like, "No worries," meaning, "It's okay," when you say thank you. Or they might say, "All good," meaning everything is fine. Another common expression is, "There you go," when they hand you your drink. Small phrases like these are very common in everyday British English, and recognizing them makes your listening feel easier and more comfortable.
Sometimes people in coffee shops also talk about work, studies, weather, or travel. These are easy topics to practice in your mind while sitting there. You might hear someone say, "I've got so much work to do," or, "The weather is lovely today," or, "I'm meeting a friend later." These everyday topics help you learn real conversational language. You do not need deep conversations to improve. Daily routines, simple observations, and everyday topics are powerful learning tools.
If you are studying in the cafe and someone asks if they can sit near you, you can say, "Sure, go ahead." If you want to ask someone politely for space, you can say, "Would you mind if I sit here?" And if someone sits too close and you feel uncomfortable, you can move kindly and politely by saying, "I think I'll sit over there instead." Communication is not only about language, it is about feeling comfortable and expressing yourself with calm confidence.
Another useful habit is practicing your pronunciation softly under your breath while waiting for your drink or while sitting down. You can repeat phrases quietly to yourself, such as, "Can I have a cappuccino, please?" Or, "Do you have oat milk?" Or, "For here, please." Quiet practice helps your mouth form the sounds, and it builds muscle memory. Fluency is physical as well as mental. Your tongue, lips, and breath develop patterns through gentle repetition.
In British cafes, you may also hear the word queue, which means a line of people waiting. British culture values queuing very much. If you need to join the line, you can ask politely, "Excuse me, is this the queue?" This shows awareness of the culture and helps you blend into everyday English behavior. Learning English is not only about vocabulary. It is also about understanding social habits and communication style.
Coffee shops are wonderful environments for gentle English practice because they are calm, friendly, and full of natural language. When you step inside, notice the sounds, the conversations, the expressions, the rhythm of speech. Observe, listen, and think in English. Even without speaking, you are learning. When you speak, use simple phrases with confidence. You do not need complicated grammar to sound natural. You need clarity and kindness in your tone.
Every time you order a drink in English, you are improving your fluency. Every time you thank someone, every time you ask a small question, every time you speak, even just a sentence, you are training your mind and your voice. These moments matter. They build your English step by step, day by day, and you should be proud of each step.
Learning English is not about perfection. It is about progress, presence, and practice. In a coffee shop, surrounded by calming sounds, everyday conversations, and warm atmosphere, you can grow slowly and naturally. Take your time, breathe, enjoy the moment, and use the language you have with confidence. You belong in English-speaking spaces, and you are learning in a real, meaningful way.
Another useful habit in a cafe is observing polite expressions native speakers use in short interactions. You might notice that customers often say, "Hi there," when they walk up to the counter, or, "Just a moment," when they are choosing. You might also hear, "Could I get," or, "I'll go for," when ordering. These soft, relaxed phrases help you sound friendly and confident. You do not need to copy accents perfectly. Focus on sounding calm and polite. Tone is more important than speed or perfection.
Sometimes, you may want to work on your laptop or study English in the cafe. You might need vocabulary for this situation as well. For example, if you need to charge your laptop, you can say, "Excuse me, is there a plug I can use?" Or, "Is there somewhere I can charge my laptop?" If you are worried that you are staying too long, you can politely say to the staff, "I hope it's okay to sit here for a while." This shows respect and awareness of the space. Most cafes are very welcoming if you are polite and friendly.
You can also practice English by describing your thoughts while you sit there. For example, you can think, "I am waiting for my drink," "I am studying a vocabulary list," or "I am watching people order." When you see someone order a pastry, you can say in your mind, "She ordered a blueberry muffin." When you hear someone say, "Could I have a flat white, please?" you can repeat it quietly to yourself. This kind of shadow practice helps you build natural rhythm and sound.
If you want to talk to the staff again, small polite expressions are useful. For example, "This is delicious. Thank you for the service," or "I really like this place." Compliments make communication warm and positive. You can also ask friendly questions like, "Is it busy today?" or "Do you have a favorite drink here?" These are simple and friendly, and they show confidence. If the staff answer, listen to their rhythm, tone, and speed. Even if you do not understand every word, you are training your ear.
In British cafes, politeness is an important part of culture. People often say, "sorry," as a soft, friendly way to be considerate. For example, if you need someone to move slightly, you can gently say, "Sorry, could I get past?" If someone bumps into you, you might hear, "Sorry about that." These small politeness habits help everyday communication feel smooth and respectful. Learning these behaviors helps you feel more connected to English life, not just English language.
You can also use time in a cafe to practice reading English. Look at the menu and notice vocabulary like iced, blended, espresso, medium roast, decaf, pastry, or toasted sandwich. Read signs like "Pick up here," "Order at the counter," or "Please wait to be seated." Every new word you see is a small learning opportunity. When you learn language in a real environment, your brain remembers it more deeply. It becomes personal and practical, not just theory.
And if you feel shy about speaking, remember that baristas speak with many different people every day. They hear different accents, different grammar levels, and different tones. You do not need to impress them. You only need to communicate clearly and politely. Fluency is not about sounding perfect. Fluency is about expressing yourself successfully. If you feel nervous, take a deep breath, smile softly, and speak slowly. Confidence grows from calm practice.
Every visit to a cafe can be part of your English journey. Even if you only say a few sentences, you are building real communication skills. Think of each coffee shop moment as gentle training. You are strengthening your listening, your speaking, your confidence, and your comfort in everyday English situations. And the more you practice, the more natural everything will feel.
You are learning in a patient, meaningful way. You are practicing real language, not just text from a book. You are building confidence in a warm, everyday environment. Each time you order, each time you ask a question, each time you say thank you, you are growing. Your English is becoming part of your daily life, and that is true progress.
You are doing a wonderful job by choosing to learn English through everyday experiences like going to a coffee shop. These moments build strong communication habits. Keep noticing language, keep speaking calmly, and keep believing in your ability to grow. Step by step, conversation by conversation, you are becoming more fluent, more confident, and more comfortable in English.
Before we finish, remember that learning English in simple, everyday situations is one of the most effective ways to build real fluency. Every coffee shop visit is a small practice session. Every smile, every polite phrase, every order you make helps you grow. You do not need perfect grammar to connect with people. You only need patience, clarity, and confidence in yourself.
Thank you for spending this time with us today. You are learning English in a gentle, natural way, and that is something to be proud of. Keep practicing these phrases, keep observing real-life conversations, and trust your progress. Your English journey is moving forward, step by step, moment by moment.
We appreciate you joining us here at the British Accent Podcast. Continue learning, continue speaking, and continue believing in your ability.
Take care and have a peaceful day. Bye.
Sleeve. Meaning a cardboard cover placed around a hot cup to protect your hand. Could I have a sleeve, please? The cup is very hot. She forgot to use the sleeve and burned her fingers slightly. Customize. Meaning to change something to suit your preference or needs. I'd like to customize my drink by adding less sugar. You can customize your sandwich with extra cheese or vegetables. Syrup. Meaning a sweet liquid used to flavor drinks. Can you add vanilla syrup to my coffee? Too much syrup can make the drink very sweet. Atmosphere. Meaning the feeling, mood, or environment of a place. This cafe has a really warm and relaxed atmosphere. Music can change the atmosphere of a room completely. Socket, meaning a place where you plug in electronic devices to charge or use them. Do you mind if I use this socket to charge my laptop? The cafe only has 2 sockets, so people wait to charge their devices. Queue, meaning a line of people waiting for something common in British English. Excuse me, is this the queue for ordering? People in Britain are very polite about waiting in a queue. Rhythm, meaning the natural flow and pattern of speech, sounds, or movement. Listen to the rhythm of the barista speech and try to repeat it. Good rhythm in speaking English helps you sound more natural. Decaf, meaning short for decaffeinated, coffee without caffeine. Do you have decaf? I don't want caffeine in the evening. She ordered a decaf latte so she could sleep later. Politeness, meaning behavior that shows respect and good manners. Politeness is very important in British culture. Saying please and thank you shows politeness. Shadow as a verb, meaning to repeat someone's speech immediately after hearing it to practice pronunciation. Try to shadow the barista's phrases to improve your pronunciation. Shadowing native speakers can help you learn natural rhythm and intonation.